So a couple months back, we took a look at this glorious keyboard controller for the Nintendo GameCube that was released exclusively in Japan back in the early 2000s for use with Phantasy Star Online. And I mentioned towards the end of that video that I had purchased a third-party adapter so that we could use the keyboard portion of this with a Windows computer. Well, that adapter finally arrived, so we're going to be checking it out today. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So I just recently received the RAFnet USB to GameCube adapter in the mail. This right here costs about $25 on their website. Now you are able to use the first party Nintendo Switch / Wii U GameCube to USB adapter to get this controller to work on at least a Windows PC. That's what I tested it with. And the controller portion of this will work just fine, but not the keyboard portion. It does not support that. Now this RAFnet adapter not only supports the keyboard portion of this controller, but it also just sounds like it's a bit easier to configure because on the website it says that it's plug and play. It will identify the adapter as a USB HID joystick, but they do have a configuration tool that you have to download if you're using this exact controller because you have to enable the keyboard functionality from there. And they do have a dual version of this adapter that I actually did not know about until I purchased this one, so that's kind of on me. But it's basically this adapter with two GameCube ports instead of one, so you can plug in the controller and the keyboard portion at the same time. But I don't really need to do that because I just want to see if we can get the keyboard portion to work on a Windows 10 machine. And that's what we're going to do once we get this thing open. And I mean, I'll show you what you get. It's pretty simple. You got two cables. Here's the adapter itself. And you have this nice braided micro USB, or not micro, mini USB. There you go. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see how easy it is to set up. Alright, so we're going to take the adapter here and we'll plug in the white connector, which is the keyboard, and then we'll take our USB cable here and plug it into our computer. And it's found a USB composite device. That's a great sign. And it's set up and ready to go. So we don't have the piece of software yet. This is the download page for it, just to show you what it looks like. So it kind of goes into detail about it here. You got your download links down here. This supports Windows and Linux. So you've got an exe and a tar.gz file here. I went ahead and downloaded the exe, of course, so we'll run it. Windows Smart Screen is going to yell at me, and we'll say run anyway. And there it is, RAFnet Adapter Manager. So we'll open that up, and we will select GameCube to USB version 3.6, and we'll change this to keyboard mode. And it looks like it disconnected and reconnected the USB device, and it's set up and ready to go. Now, if you were wondering, there is a way to use the joystick and the keyboard at the same time. If you go to the page for the adapter, you know, that has the two separate GameCube connectors, it says down here that you can use both, but you have to enable keyboard plus joystick mode using the adapter manager. But I'm guessing that option does not show up for the adapter that we have selected here because it's not one of the dual GameCube adapters. So we've got keyboard mode selected, and let's just see if I can open up search here and start typing, and there you go. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is that is so pointless, but it works. And it's, oh my god, we can type out hello world. Gosh, this keyboard, I forgot how small this is. This is not really the most pleasant typing experience, but I am typing this on, yeah, I mean, you're you're like, what I'm doing here, it's very easy to hit two keys at the same time. So like, let me just try to type out hello world. I am typing this on a GameCube keyboard. Yeah, it's you can definitely get a much better keyboard for a Windows computer, but I just freaking love that that this is possible. This is definitely something right up this channel's alley. If we take a look back at the adapter manager, you can see there's a decent amount of options in here, and most of this, of course, pertains to, you know, using the actual keyboard portion of this controller, or using a regular GameCube controller. And speaking of that, let's set this back to joystick mode here, and let's see if we can. So we'll go to devices and printers here. So there's USB composite device. Let's open this up and see if, or do we right click, game controller settings, there we go. Let's go to properties and let's see. Okay, that's not really a great sign. Oh yeah, well I have to I have to swap the we gotta swap this to the controller portion. And yeah, that'll do it for us. Yeah, you got to make sure you have the right side plugged in. So, you know, we got full axis rotation here going on, and yeah, we've got all our buttons here. So yeah, it works and it's pretty cool, but you know, I think we have to try something even dumber. So let's try this thing with Windows 98. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the adapter, but I mean, I had a feeling, you know, because it will recognize this as a regular USB gamepad, it should be able to use a Windows 98, you know, like a default driver here, and it looks like it's doing just that. So it's found a USB human interface device, so we're going to say next, and just let it just find its default driver file. Looks like we need the Windows 98 CD-ROM, okay. So Win98, it should be, yep, there we go. USB human interface device, GameCube to USB version 3.6 status, okay. Look at that! It actually works. Isn't that lovely? So we can use this controller on Windows 98. That is absolutely incredible. Again, like I said, you know, it sounded like it was just going to use a standard USB driver, so it's not surprising that it works, but at the same time it is, because it's freaking awesome. We can open up Half-Life here, and I don't know if anybody's ever played Half-Life with a GameCube keyboard controller, but we're about to do that. I think I've got a saved game in here, so we don't have to go through the Black Mesa Transit System opening. As iconic as it is, oh yeah, the Half-Life CD, let me grab that. Alright, so I can move the camera around. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, the way that I have it set up, I'm still using WASD to, you know, move Gordon around here. So having this, like, I've got this right in front of the monitor right now, so I'm like reaching over to the keyboard off to the side and holding down the W key, and we can kind of move around here, but it's just it's not ideal at all. But let's see, because there is a way. If I go into settings here, let's go to controls. I believe it's advanced controls, and yeah, joystick look. There we go. I just changed it to now I'm moving around with the analog stick, which is... This is the most bizarre thing. Like, oh my god. Now, what's the... Yeah, what is mapped to the use key? Well, we're gonna find out here when I go through here. Do I have... Yeah, I have the hazard suit on, right? So we're just... I kind of forgot where I left off. Alright, let's see. Transportation control reports all yeah, I don't think any of this is mapped to the E button. So we'll just have to reach over to the keyboard here, or the E key. Although I can probably... Yeah, there we go. This is just too silly, I swear. So... I don't know, you guys want to see me play Half-Life, the entire game of Half-Life with a freaking GameCube keyboard controller? I would have to remap the buttons around, because, you know, we need to have one of these be mouse 1, one of them be mouse 2, probably A and B, maybe Y could be our use button, and X could be something else, but it's just... it's just too good, man. Like, I honestly was not expecting this to work this well under Windows 98, but there you go. That is how surprisingly easy it is to use the Nintendo GameCube keyboard controller on a modern computer and a vintage computer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, get subscribed, all that good stuff. And if you really enjoyed this video and want to get early access to my future episodes, I do have a Patreon down below that you can check out. But either way, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.